Now we are going to start the next lesson according to the given syllabus. In previous lessons we discussed about what is charge, properties of the charge, different ways of charging a body. When a charge is applied to a body, how the charge will distribute over its length, area and volume and related problems. Now we are going to discuss one particular point in this lesson is electrostatic potential and capacitance. This is the second lesson in the syllabus. So see the heading of the concept: electrostatic potential and capacitance. Means in the first lesson we discussed that static charges can produce the electric fields. When a charge which is at rest, what is its energy? Is it related to the mechanical energy what we discussed in the previous classes? If it is same, what will be the expression and the applications? These all things we are going to discuss now. Listen carefully. First one, electrostatic potential. This concept is similar to the potential energy of a freely falling body or a body which is thrown upward. What is the meaning of potential energy? It is one form of energy which is possessed by a body by virtue of its position, structure or shape. Means with respect to the position and shape or structure of a body, potential energy will exist, or sometimes the energy what we are applying to deform a body or the work done to deform an object will be stored or is stored in the form of potential energy. So what is potential energy, how it is applicable to the charges and how it is applicable to the electrostatic fields, we are going to discuss in detail. Listen the concept. Suppose if a body is at a position like this, let us say the body is at A and this position A is at a height of h from earth. Let us say this is earth. In case of law of conservation of energy, we said that and we discussed that the total mechanical energy of a body at each and every given point in the falling direction or in the thrown direction will be same or will be constant. This proves the law of conservation of energy. Same like that, this is applicable to the electrostatic potential. How it is? This is position A. After some time, it is reached to position B and finally it reaches to earth and this position which is at C. At A, the body is at a height of h from the earth, so PE is equal to mgh, but KE is 0. At B, PE is equal to, let us say, from A to B, the distance is x. From B to C, the distance will be h minus x. PE is equal to some mg into h minus x and Ke will be mgx. If you add the both, you will get the mgh only. At C, this is at A, this is at B, and at C, PE will be 0 because it is exactly on the ground, and Ke will be, we are getting mgh. So whatever it may be, at each and every point, position A, position B, position C, it's a total kinetic energy, a total mechanical energy, TME. Mechanical energy is nothing but the sum of kinetic and potential energies. At each and every point, total mechanical energy will be mgh. Here also total mechanical energy is mgh. Here also total mechanical energy is mgh. What is the need of this concept which is applicable to the electrostatic potentials? Listen carefully. As the body falling towards the earth means it is changing the position, there is a possible change in the potential energy. This concept is useful in this point. Means whenever a body is changing the position, maybe it is falling from A to B, then from B to C. Means continuously it is changing the positions A to B and B to C. Whenever the positions are changed by a freely falling body which is under the influence of gravitational force or away from the gravitational force, there is a possibility for the change in potential energy, in its potential energy. Such like that, whenever a charge is at rest, automatically it possesses the potential energy. Whenever this charge is influenced by the external source, automatically the charge will move from one point to another point. There may be a possibility for change in its potential energy, and this is called electrostatic potential, and this concept leads to potential difference also. This concept on the influence of this mechanics was discovered by Mr. Alessandro Olt. That's why the SI unit of potential or potential difference is Olt. Symbol is V. Now, by taking the inspiration of this concept, we are applying the same concept to the electric fields and charges. Next one. See, a charge is there. Let us say it is a positive charge. What are the properties of the charges? Charges always expels out, and the influence of the charge emanates from the positive charge and terminates at the negative charge. If we go back to the properties of the charges, a positive charge always exerts the lines of force towards its negative charge. If there is no negative charge in the field or in the path, the field lines will travel to the infinite distance until and unless it should reach an opposite charge. That means if there is a negative charge within a finite distance, field will be closed. If there is no negative charge, the positive charge field lines travel to infinity in searching of negative charge. That is very, very important. In searching of negative charge. Infinity. Now, what is electrostatic potential? Suppose this is the point charge which is formed due to the influence of the source charge. Now I am bringing this point charge, let us say P or Q naught, position P, charge is let us say Q naught. Now I am bringing this point charge towards the source charge. What is the potential or what is the magnitude of this point charge or this one? Positive. Means I am bringing one unit positive charge from infinite distance to the source charge. It is a positive, it is also positive. What is the force between them? Force of repulsion. That means the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to the source part. Infinity to the source charge. The amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to the source is called electrostatic potential. That means work done in bringing a unit positive charge is called electrostatic potential, where V is the symbol of electrostatic potential. V for volt, this is the SI unit, where W is equal to work done in bringing the charge. Your Q naught is the unit positive charge. Now what we can understood, unit positive charge has positive magnitude, and this unit positive charge is coming towards the source charge. Source charge is also positive. Means we are doing some work to bring that charge from infinity to here, and this work is against the force of repulsion. Is it right? Because both charges are same in magnitude. That's why the work done against the force of repulsion. That's why V is equal to minus W by Q naught. Minus indicates against the field. Therefore, minus indicates against the field. This is from infinity to the source charge. V is equal to minus W by Q naught. Now, this is the electrostatic potential concept. See here, whenever it is bringing from this point to this point, yes, Just compare the same situation with respect to the freely falling body. At position A, its potential energy is maximum. At position B, somewhat decreased, mg into x minus x. At position C, potential energy is completely zero. Means position by position, when it is approaching towards the earth, its potential energy is decreasing. Such like that, the work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one point to the another point or infinite point to the source charge, this work done is stored in a form of potential energy within the charge. That's why it is called electrostatic potential. What is the SI unit of this electrostatic potential? V is equal to W by Q naught or minus W by Q naught, where W is equal to work done. What is the SI unit of work done? Joule. What is the SI unit of charge? Coulomb. But 1 joule per 1 coulomb is equal to 1 volt. Symbol is V. Why? It is discovered by, this concept is discovered by Mr. Alessandro Volt. All physical units where we are using to measure a physical quantity are the names of great scientists who are involved to find that in a greater way. That means Mr. Volt is involved to find this concept. So after his death, in his remembrance, the SI unit of potential or potential difference is volt. That means 1 volt is defined by if 1 joule of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to the source point. Therefore, the electrostatic potential experienced by the charge is 1 volt. Now we are going to discuss about the electric potential and potential difference related units and dimensional formula. Electric potential as for the introduction given for this concept, it is similar to the potential energy of a freely falling body. Whenever a charge is placed, it can travel to the infinite distance until and unless an opposite charge is not present. Positive charge is there. If there is no negative charge in the field or in the path, the electric field lines or electrostatic force from the positive charge will travel to the infinite distance. Means we can expect a point charge at infinite distance, and we are doing some amount of work in bringing this amount of positive charge from infinity to that point. And the work done to bring this charge from infinity to that point is always against the force of repulsion and against the force of electric field. What is the reason? V is equal to, here the point charge is also positive in magnitude. This source charge is positive. This is also positive. We can expect a force of repulsion between these two charges. That's why we should do some work against the force of repulsion and against the electric field. Therefore, electric potential V, electric potential V defined as work done on a unit positive charge. Work done symbol is W, unit positive charge symbol is Q naught, but the work done is against the field, that's why negative symbol. What is the unit of this electric potential? Unit of V is equal to, what is W? Work. What is the SI unit of work? 1 joule. Q naught is charge. What is the SI unit of charge? 1 coulomb. But 1 joule by 1 coulomb is equal to 1 volt. Symbol is V. Alessandro Volt discovered this concept. After his death, in his remembrance, the SI unit of potential difference became volt. This potential difference or electric potential is concepted by like this. So if you want to think this, now we are going to discuss about the dimensional formula of this physical quantity. What is the dimensional formula of this physical quantity? See, V is equal to W by Q naught. Now we are going to check the dimensions of electric potential. The formula is W by Q naught. What is the dimensional formula of work done? M L square T power minus 2. And what is the dimensional formula of charge, where I is equal to Q by T, Q is equal to I into T, I is current. What is the dimensional symbol of current? Capital A into T. Therefore, if you did the calculation, M L square A power minus 1 and T goes there, T power minus 3. This is the dimensional symbol of electric potential. Now we are going to discuss about the potential difference. Potential difference. Difference means it should be measured at least in between 2 points. Such like that, listen carefully, this is the positive charge. Yes, it is approaching towards the infinite path, and there are 2 known points in the path. Let us say the points are A and B. Means the positive charge, field lines, is exposed up to the infinite path. In that infinite path, there are 2 known points, B, A or AB. Now, the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one known point to the another known point within the path is called potential difference. Listen, so the potential or electrostatic potential at position B is called VB. The electrostatic potential at position A is called VA. As usually, according to the freely falling body case, whenever the body is approaching towards the earth, by point wise, the potential energy of the body is decreasing. Here also, whenever if the body is traveling from one point to another point in the straight line path, its potential energy also decreases. That means there is a variation in the electrostatic potential between 2 points in the path. Therefore, potential difference is equal to the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from one known point to another known point. We are assuming the points are A and B as shown in the figure. Therefore, dV is equal to potential difference. We can write VB minus VA. Suppose if you are mentioned this is position 1 and position 2, we can write V2 minus V1. As like the electric potential, potential difference also having the same units. That means what is the unit of electric potential? Volts. For like that, potential difference also volts. This potential difference is having the units volts, so it is like this. When you see the dry cells, it is useful in the terms of potential difference V. This potential difference is applicable in dry cells. If you see any dry cells battery, the voltage of that battery, if you see any wall clock battery, 2.5 volts, 5 volts, 9 volts batteries are also there. What is that 9 volts? The 2 plates inside the battery, the potential difference between those 2 plates is 9 volts. That 9 volts is giving a sufficient voltage to run any electrical appliances. So this is useful in the dry cells. But what about the electrolytic cells? The cells which have the electrolytic solution like acids, and where the 2 conducting rods are placed like a cathode and anode. In that case, this potential difference is similar to the electromotive force, nothing but EMF. electromotive force. These two are similar. The unit of these two physical quantities are same, that is nothing but the volt. Now we are going to discuss about the relationship between electric field intensity and electric potential. Relation between electric field intensity, nothing but E bar, and potential V. We know that V is equal to W by Q naught. Work. What is the formula of work? Force into distance or force into displacement. So we can write F_r by Q naught. F.r by Q naught. So we can write F by Q naught dot R. What is this F by Q naught? Nothing but the formula of electric field intensity. Therefore, V is equal to E dot R. Listen, suppose this is the charge, maybe a positive charge. With respect to this charge, at some distance or small r, we can expect another point charge. Now, what is the potential difference between these two places, or what is the electric potential from this point to this point? Now, a small amount of work done in bringing this charge from this point to here, means from infinity, or which is at a distance from r to the source. For small amounts of fields, dV is equal to, we can write E dot dr. But whenever the field lines are approaching towards the infinite direction, it may lose its potential. In case of potential difference, we observed that potential difference will be there between 2 points, A and B, VA minus VB or VB minus VA. Means as the charge approaching towards the infinity, it loses its potential energy and there is a decrease in its potential energy. That means electric field intensity E is equal to dV by dr. As the distance is increasing, potential decreases. That's why minus symbol. So dV is equal to, we can write minus E dot dr. Potential always travels in the direction of decreasing electric field intensity. Potential always travels in the direction of decreasing electric field intensity. Potential always travels in the direction of decreasing electric field intensity. So, see the formula. Electric field intensity is inversely proportional to the distance. If distance is increasing, potential field intensity decreases. That's why we are using minus symbol. But if any physical quantities are related indirectly proportional, we can use the minus symbol. And minus also indicates the decreasing of a continuous decreasing of a physical quantity as it is approaching towards the infinity. In many cases, we can use the negative symbol. This is the relationship between electric field intensity E bar and potential V. Now we will see some a peculiar relationship between E and V. And we know that E is equal to dV by dr. E is proportional to V. Means if V increases, E should increase. If V decreasing, E should decrease, like that. But there are some special cases between E and V, and in that case we can see one question which is from the textbook. See, the question is like this. Can there be electric potential V at a point with zero electric intensity? Means he is giving one point. At that point, electric intensity is zero, but potential is 0 or not. We know that E is proportional to V. If electric intensity is 0, V should be 0. But see the answer. There are some examples which are exceptions for the proportionality relationship. First one, answer is yes. What we can say? There be an electric potential at a point with 0 electric intensity. Means E is 0, but V is not equal to 0. What are the examples which supports this answer? First one, take a spherical conductor. Nothing but a sphere. This sphere is totally charged. Charge won't present inside. Charge always expels out. That means inside the spherical conductor, electric field intensity is 0. But charge is expelling out means maybe here the potential is 0, but whatever the outside, it is having some value. That means potential difference won't be 0. That means this is one example. Again, I am repeating, E is 0 because charge always expels the field lines outside of the interior. Means E is equal to 0. Means the potential energy of this charge is transferring from higher potential region to lower potential region. Means from this point, let us suppose at a point R, which is at a distance from the spherical conductor. Here we can expect some minimum potential of this charge supplied. Means from here to here there may be a potential difference. Means E is 0 but V is not equal to 0. This is one example. Second example, two similar charges. Take two similar charges. Positive positive or negative negative. Positive to positive, force of repulsion. Negative to negative also, force of repulsion. Here also the electric intensity between these two are 0. But potential is not 0. Because maybe the charges are same in magnitude, potential is not 0. Because of the plus and plus always repels out, minus and minus repels out. In some cases it will be added, in some cases it will be subtracted from one each other. That's why E is 0 but V is not equal to 0. In what cases? First case, if a spherical conductor is charged, E is 0 inside but V is not equal to 0. If two similar charges are placed by a finite distance, E is 0 between them but V is not equal to 0. This is one of the exceptional case where we can accept E is proportional to V. And next we are going to see a simple case which is vice versa. Now we are watching one question which is exactly vice versa to the previous. In the previous case, E is 0 and V is not equal to 0. Here, see the question. Can there be electric intensity E at a point with 0 electric potential? Means, what is the answer? What is the question? Listen. He is asking electric intensity at a point with 0 electric potential. If electric potential is 0 at a point, can there exist an electric intensity or not? It exists. Answer is yes. But we should see one example. V is equal to 0 but E is not equal to 0. What are the examples? Take two equal and opposite charges which are separated by a distance r. Maybe positive, negative or negative, positive. The distance between these two charges is r. Now, exactly at the midpoint, means the distance is higher r by 2, here r by 2. Exactly at the midpoint, V is 0. But electric field intensity is not 0. What is the reason? Electric field intensity is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. It is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the charges. But here, because of two opposite charges, always it is expelling out towards the weak charge or from high potential to low potential. So at midpoint V is 0 but E is not equal to 0. This is also one more question which is based on the theory where we can exist V is equal to 0 or E is not equal to 0. Now we are going to watch the electric potential due to a point charge at a finite distance. Electric potential due to a point charge at a distance. Consider a positive charge. Now the electric potential is approaching towards the infinity. Positive charge always emanates the field, or the charge always travels from higher potential to the lower potential. We know that. This is a positive charge, let us say the plus Q. Let us consider a point P which is at a distance r from the charge. Along the path, when it is approaching towards a negative charge, it is plus Q, it is minus Q. Potential is always traveling from higher potential to lower potential. In the path after crossing P, there are two points, let us say A and B. Now I am bringing a unit positive charge from position B to position A. Let us say the displacement from A to B is dr. Now we are going to find out the electric potential due to this point to charge which is at a distance r. So infinity to r is the approach. See, what is electric field intensity formula? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by r square. What do we know? dV is equal to minus E dot dr. Therefore, dV is equal to minus, what is E? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by r square dot dr. What is this dV? Potential difference between two positions. But the work done in bringing from a charge from infinite to a particular point is said to be electric potential. Now we should integrate this whole equation within the given limits infinity to r. On integrating, why we are integrating? We know the small displacement and small work done. We should calculate the total work done in bringing from unit positive charge from infinity to a particular distance. So to find out the total, to find out the summation within the given interval, we should apply the limits with the help of integration. So integral dV is equal to minus integral 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by r square into dr. What are the limits? Infinity to r. So now please see the question. Integral dV, integration and derivation will cancel out. Therefore, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is the constant. Then again apply the integration from the limits infinity to r minus Q by r square dr minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught integral infinity to r dr by r square. What is 1 by r square dr? R power minus 2 dr, it is nothing but r power minus 1 by minus 1, nothing but minus 1 by r. So minus q by 4 pi epsilon naught into minus 1 by r from the limits infinity to r. Minus into minus plus, and q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r minus 1 by infinity. What is the expression we got? V is equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught minus q by 4 pi epsilon naught into minus 1 by r from the limits infinity to r. Minus into minus plus, q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r into infinity to r. Therefore, q by 4 pi epsilon naught into, within the limits r, we should apply the upper limit minus lower limit. 1 by r minus 1 by infinity. Therefore, potential is equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by infinity is 0, 1 by r minus 0 is 1 by r. If you want to write the standard form, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r. This is the potential due to a point charge. V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r. Don't confuse in the equation. F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q1 q2 by r square. E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r square. V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r. And we have the relationship between F, E, V, where E is equal to F by q naught, where E is equal to E dot r. Now one problem which is related to the relationship between E and V. A uniform electric field E is the symbol of uniform electric field having a magnitude of E naught and direction along the positive x-axis exists. If the potential V is 0 at x is equal to 0, then find its value at x is equal to plus x. The answer is like this. See the description of the problem. V is 0 at x is equal to 0. What is V at x is equal to plus x? Means it may be like this. This is 0, this is maybe at plus x. Here the V is equal to 0. Now we are going to find out the V, how much? What is the distance between 0 to plus x? X. Here the quantities given in the problem is E, V, R. V is 1 is known for the 0, we should find out the unknown which is at x. Then what is the relationship between E, V, R? E is equal to minus dV by dr. We know that what is E? E naught minus what is dV? V at x minus V at 0 by what is dr? Distance between 0 to x, nothing but the x. See the answer. Therefore, E naught is equal to V at x, we should find out, minus V at 0 is 0. X is equal to 0, V is 0 by x. Therefore, V at x is equal to minus E naught x. dV is equal to VB minus VA or V1 minus V2. The positions given in the problem is V at 0 and V at x. So therefore, dV is equal to Vx minus V0. V0 value is 0 and I substituted Vx is equal to minus E naught x. This is the potential at V is equal to plus x. We can write V is equal to plus x also, no problem. We have discussed about the electric potential due to a single point charge up to now. Now we are going to check the multiple charges case. See, with respect to a point P or position P, some charges are distributed like this. The question is potential due to system of charges, or we can say potential due to multiple charges which was located in a plane with respect to a common point. The common point is P. See, the charges are distributed. You can, it is your wish, you can distribute the charges Q1, Q4, Q5, Q3, Q2. See, the charge q1 is at a distance of r1p from p. r1p means from p it is at a distance r1. So from position p, the charge 4 is at a distance r4p. From charge p, what is the distance between p to q5? r5p. Distance between p to q3, r3p. Distance from p to q2, r2p. With respect to a single charge, v is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r. This is for single point charge. If there are multiple charges existed in the plane, it is nothing but the addition of all individual charges. So I am finding the V1 with respect to the Q1P. What is V1? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into, where Q is equal to Q1, distance is R1P. V2, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q2 by R2P. Similarly, V5 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q5 by R5P. Now, what is the potential due to all these multiple charges? It is nothing but the addition of all. Therefore, capital V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4 plus V5. In all, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is common. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 by R1P plus Q2 by R2P plus Q3 by R3P plus Q4 by R4P plus Q5 by R5P. So we can write V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into summation over Qi by Rip, where I is equal to 1 to n. This is the expression for the potential due to system of charges with respect to a common point. Summation over Qi by Rip, where I is equal to 1 to n, means Q1 by R1P, Q2 by R2P, Q3 by R3P, Q4 by R4P. If you extend it up to this infinity, you can write Q infinity by R infinity P. See one problem which is based on the multiple charges. There are two charges, 5 into 10 to the power of minus 8 coulombs and minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8 coulombs are located 16 centimeters apart, means the distance between two charges is 16 centimeters. What points? See, the S is in the bracket. Sometimes in a result we will get 2 points as an answer, or we can get single. So that's why this S is written in the brackets. At what points on the line joining the two charges is the electric potential 0? Try to visualize the problem. What is the visualization of this concept? There are two charges. Let us say this is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 8 coulombs. This is minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8 coulombs. These two charges are separated by a distance 16 centimeters. At what point on the line joining the two charges, means on the line, at what point or at what distance electric potential will be 0? This is the question. That means this is Q1, sir. This is Q2. Let us consider a point. This point is, let us say, this point is at a distance R1. The remaining distance is R2. At one point it is 0. Let us say the point is X. The remaining is 16 minus X. X centimeters, and the remaining is 16 minus X centimeters. What is the answer? V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R1 plus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R2, or Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R1 or Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R2. We can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 by R1 plus Q2 by R2 is equal to V. Now, in the question itself, electric potential is 0. So, please substitute V is equal to 0. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught we know. Q1 by R1 plus Q2 by R2. From this expression we can write Q1 by R1 plus Q2 by R2 is equal to 0. What is Q1? 5 into 10 to the power of minus 8 coulombs. What is Q2? Minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8 coulombs. What is the distance R1? X centimeters. What is distance R2? 16 minus X centimeters. Now we are going to substitute these values, then we can find the X. From this we can write Q1 by R1 is equal to minus Q2 by R2. Substitute the values. Q1 5 into 10 to the power of minus 8 coulombs. R1, let us say X centimeters. Q2 minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8 coulombs. Therefore, minus into minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8 coulombs. Coulombs is the charge. What is the distance? 16 minus X centimeters. Centimeters cancel. Coulomb cancels. 10 power minus 8 cancels. So what is the situation? 5 by X is equal to 3 by 16 minus X. So what is the answer? 16 minus X into 5 is equal to 3X. 16 5s are 80 minus 5X is equal to 3X. 80 is equal to 8X. Therefore, X is equal to 10 centimeters. So, if you visualize this point, if total distance is 16 centimeters, at 10 centimeters, potential will be 0 and the remaining 6 is associated with the negative charge. So, at X is equal to 10 centimeters means at 10 centimeters on the line joining the two charges, the potential is 0. Therefore, X is equal to 10 centimeters. Now, we are going to discuss about the potential energy of a charge in an external field due to the single charge and due to the multiple charges. Potential energy in an external field. We know that electric potential V is equal to W by Q naught. We should find out the potential energy. What is the meaning of potential energy? The work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to that point is stored in a form of potential energy inside the charge. That means according to the mechanics and according to the relationship between the work and energy, we can say that energy has two forms, potential energy and kinetic energy. Work done on a body which is in rest position is stored in a form of potential energy. Work done to move a body is stored in a form of kinetic energy. That means if you find out the expression for the work, that is nothing but the expression for the potential energy of a charge which is placed in external field. V is equal to W by Q naught. W is equal to V Q naught. Let us say this Q naught is a charge. What is the charge of an electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. And this charge is applied to 1 volt of the potential difference. Therefore, V is equal to 1 volt, Q is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. Now I am substituting these two values in the given formula. Let us say this formula is 1. Therefore, W is equal to, V is 1 volt, sir. Q is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Finally, we got the answer 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. What is the SI unit of work done or potential energy? Joule. Therefore, W is equal to, PE is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. This value has some physical significance. This value is called 1 electron volt of energy. 1 EV is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. What is the definition of 1 EV? The amount of potential difference applied to move 1 unit charge. Suppose the amount of work done in moving a unit charge through 1 volt of potential difference is called 1 electron volt. The definition is like this. The amount of work done in moving a test charge through a unit potential difference. Nothing but 1 volt. Means if a unit test charge is traveling through or passing through 1 voltage of potential difference, the work done to move it is equal to 1 electron volt, is nothing but 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joules. This electron volts is the unit between the spacing of valence band and conduction band, means between energy between any two bonds in the electron system. In case of conductors, semiconductors and superconductors and insulators, there will be valence band and conduction band. The gap between the valence band and conduction band will be expressed in terms of electron volts, because there also electrons should jump from one band to the another band due to the excitation energy or de-excited energy. The work done to pass through from one band to another band, which is similar to the 1 electron volt. So this is the expression for the potential energy in an external field. Now we are going to discuss the potential energy due to the multiple charges. Let us take 2 other charges as an example. Now we are going to discuss about the potential energy due to a 2 system of charges, or potential energy due to a system of 2 charges which is in external field. Potential energy due to a system of 2 charges in an external field. Now there are 2 charges. One is at infinity and we are bringing that charge towards the distance r1, and another charge is also there, and that is also should bring towards the another position. So the visualization of this concept is like this. Let us take a charge q1 which is at infinite distance. Now I am bringing this q1 charge from infinity to a position called r1. So q1 came to r1. This is the direction of approaching. We did some work to move it. Now another charge q2 is there, which is at another distance. Now I am doing some work to bring the Q2 towards the distance R2. But in this case, for Q1 it is not at all experiencing any other force, but Q2 when it is approaching from infinity to a finite distance, it is experiencing force or electrostatic energy due to Q1 also. Means what is the work done in bringing a Q2 from infinite distance? So Q2 is somewhere, it is at infinity. From here it is coming towards the R2. Means by crossing all over the distance of R2, this Q2 again erased here. What is the work done to move this charge Q1? V is equal to W by Q, W is equal to VQ. That means it is Q1V with respect to distance of R1. What is the work done to bring a charge Q2 from infinity to R2? Q2V with respect to distance of R2. But when, as I told already, when Q2 is approaching from infinity to a finite distance, it experiences some energy with respect to the Q1 also. Therefore, total PE of the system is equal to PE1, nothing but Q1V R1 plus PE2 Q2V R2 plus Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R12. This is nothing but the energy between, the energy difference between Q1 and Q2 while they are approaching with respect to each other. This is the expression for the total potential energy due to a system of charges in an external field. If there is a third charge, the expression will be like this: Q1, Q2, Q3 by 4 pi epsilon naught into R1, 2, 3, because it both experience, one charge experiences the force of attraction or force of repulsion due to the two another charges. So it will be continued like this. See one problem which is related to the electrostatic potential energy and multiple charges. The same problem contains two more bits. First see this one, next I will explain the remaining two bits. See the problem's status is like this. Determine the electrostatic potential energy of a system consisting of two charges. What are the magnitudes of the charges? 7 microcoulombs and minus 2 microcoulombs placed at minus 9 centimeters 0, 0 and 9 centimeters 0, 0 respectively. That means all the y and z components are 0. So the displacement along y axis is 0, displacement along z axis is 0. It is a system, two system of charges. But what is the displacement along x axis? Minus 9 to plus 9. That means what is the total displacement? 18 centimeters. From means the two charges are separated by 18 centimeters. The visualization of this problem is like this: one charge, another charge. The first charge may be 7 microcoulombs is at minus 9 centimeters. Second charge minus 2 microcoulombs is at plus 9 centimeters. Along vertically or diagonally. Vertically means y axis, the displacement is 0 and 0. So no change. Diagonally 0 and 0. So minus 9 to plus 9, the distance is 18 centimeters. Now, what is the electrostatic potential energy? The symbol is U, E, W, whatever it may be. Let us say U or W or E. The formula is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R square 2 by R. Potential is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Q1 7 microcoulombs, therefore 7 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulombs. Q2 minus 2 microcoulombs, therefore minus 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulombs by distance between these two charges is 18 centimeters, means 18 into 10 power minus 2 meters. So the answer is like this: U is equal to, or W is equal to 9. 7 into 2 is 14. 14 into 9, 126. But it is minus 126. 10 power 9, 10 power minus 12. 10 power minus 3. 18 into 10 power minus 2 joules. 18, 126, 7 times. So minus 7 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into 10 to the power of 2 joules. Therefore, minus 7 into 10 to the power of minus 1 joule, nothing but minus 0.7 joules is the potential energy. So if these are the two charges of the magnitude 7 microcoulombs and minus 2 microcoulombs, if they are separated by 18 centimeters of the distance, the potential energy between these two or the system of charges is minus 0.7 joules. The same question contains one more bit. What is the bit? How much work is required to separate the two charges infinitely away from each other? Means the amount of work should be done to separate the charges to infinite separation. So the amount of work done is nothing but the change in its potential energy. The answer is like this: U2 minus U1. Initially U1 is 0.7 joules, minus 0.7 joules. Initially U1 is minus 0.7 joules. But what is U2? What is the potential energy formula? Any energy or it is 1 by R, inversely proportional to R. Here infinity is the separation. If it is 1 by infinity, what is it? 0. Therefore, the final potential energy is 0 minus initial potential energy is minus 0.7 joules. Therefore, 0 minus of minus plus 0.7 joules. So this much of work done. This much of work should be done to separate these two charges for infinite range. I think you got the point. What is U2? Why it is 0? Because U is inversely proportional to R. Separation is infinity, means 1 by infinity, the whole thing will become 0. Maybe it contains number of charges are there, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is also there, but distance is infinity, 1 by infinity is 0. Already initial potential energy is minus 0.7 joules. Total value plus 0.7 joule. This much of work done to separate the two charges. Now this is the last bit of this question. Suppose the same system of charges, means we should substitute the same initial values, is now placed in an external electric field. A is equal to E is equal to A by R square, where A is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 5 coulomb per meter square. What would be the electrostatic energy of the configuration? See, the interaction energy won't be changed. What is the electrostatic energy of the configuration? It is like this: Q1 V of R1 plus Q2 V of R2 plus Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R12. This was already discussed, 0.7 joules. So whatever these values, what is Q1? 7 microcoulombs. If we applied the V value 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R1, we will get 0.09 meters plus A into, because that A is 9 into 10 to the power of 5, it is in proportional to the R by R square. What is Q2? Minus 2 microcoulombs by 0.09 meters into A. What is Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon R12? Minus 0.7 joules. Now I am taking A as common. 7 microcoulombs minus 2 microcoulombs by 0.09 meters minus 0.7 joules. What is the A value? 9 into 10 to the power of 5 into 7 minus 2, 5 microcoulombs means 5 into 10 to the power of minus 6 by 0.09 meters minus 0.7 joules. 0.099, 100 times. 100 into 10 to the power of 5, 10 power 7. 10 power 7 into 10 to the power of minus 6, 10. 5 into 10, 50. 100. 100 into 10 power 5. 10 power 7 into 10 power minus 6 into 5 minus 0.7 joules. This will become 50 minus 0.7 joules. It is 49.3 joules. This is the total energy of the configuration where electric field is equal to that much, where charges are 7 and 2 microcoulombs respectively. Next we are going to discuss the same potential energy for an electric dipole which is placed in uniform electric field. Initially in the lessons of electric charges and fields we discussed about the couple acting on the dipole which is placed in external field or external electric field. Now we are going to discuss about the potential energy which is acting on electric dipole which is placed in uniform electric field. So some theory was similar to the previous case, but only some changes will be there. What are those changes and how this expression? Potential energy of a dipole which is placed in an uniform electric field. Now try to visualize the same concept. Yes, these are the electric field lines. Dipole structure minus 2 positive, so it is minus q, this is plus q. This plus q charge is experiencing the force of repulsion, that's why this will bend like this. Minus q to plus q is the arrangement of dipole. This plus q charge experiences the force of repulsion due to the electric field. This is a uniform electric field. Now the distance between the two charges of the dipole is 2a, means this positive charge will experience the repulsive force and it bends like this. Now this is the initial position, now it goes to like this. So this becomes 2a. And this is the perpendicular displacement. So this is the initial position of the dipole. Because of the force of repulsion it was tilted like this. Means while it is tilting, this dipole is rotating from one angle to the another angle. This point is very, very important to find the potential energy in this case. Now here the angle, these are the positions A, B. At B the plus q is there. C is the original position of the dipole. Therefore this BC is the perpendicular distance. From the triangle ABC, see the diagram, triangle ABC, what is sine theta? Opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite means BC. Hypotenuse AB. Therefore, sine theta is equal to BC by what is AB? 2A. Therefore, BC is equal to 2A sine theta. Torque is equal to force into perpendicular displacement. What is the force here? QE. We know that E is equal to F by Q, where F is equal to EQ. Perpendicular displacement 2A sine theta. Q into 2A is P. PE sin theta is equal to torque. But not over. We should find out the potential energy. What is the meaning of potential energy? The amount of work done in moving a charge, or here in moving a dipole from one point to another point. Maybe at one point it making an angle theta 1, while it is changing to the position like this, it is making an angle theta 2. That means whenever the dipole is rotating, there is a possibility of the change in angle. The change in angle is d theta. So what we can conclude in this part, dipole is rotated through an angle d theta. Rotated through an angle d theta. If the angle rotated is d theta, the work done is tau into d theta. Therefore, dW is equal to tau d theta. What is tau? We know that P is sin theta. Therefore, dW is equal to P sin theta into d theta. This is for the small rotation of the angle and small work done. What is the total work done to rotate through the whole angle? Integration. Total work done is equal to integral dW is equal to integral PE sin theta d theta from angle theta 1 to theta 2. So the continuation of the question. Integral dW is equal to integral over limits theta 1 to theta 2 PE sin theta d theta. Therefore, work done is equal to, where PE is the constant, integral sin theta d theta, integral sin x minus cos x minus cos theta. What are the limits? Theta 1 to theta 2. Therefore, PE minus cos theta 2 minus of minus plus cos theta 1. Therefore, PE is equal to cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. If theta 1 is 0, cos theta 2 is equal to 90. If theta 1 is 0 degrees, theta 2 will be 90 degrees. Or if theta 1 is 90, theta 2 will be 0. Therefore, work done is stored in a form of potential energy. The symbol of potential energy is U. It is minus PE cos theta by substituting these values. What is the vector notation of the work done or potential energy? W bar or V bar is equal to, U bar is equal to minus P dot E. This is the potential energy of a dipole which is placed in external electric field. So this is the derivation. Minus P dot E is the vector form. Here, one problem is there based on the work done to rotate a dipole in electric field. See the question. An electric dipole of moment P is placed in a uniform field E with P parallel to E, means its dipole momentum is parallel to the electric field initially. It is then rotated by an angle Q. Find the work done. Try to visualize the problem. Dipole minus Q plus Q. Its dipole momentum is parallel to E. Dipole momentum is parallel to E. Then this dipole is rotated by an angle of Q like this. Minus Q, angle Q, it is plus Q. Find the work done. How to find out the work done? Tau d theta is equal to dW. Therefore, PE sin theta d theta is equal to dW. Total work done is integral dW is equal to integral PE sin theta d theta. But what are the limits? Initially P and E are parallel, means initial angle is 0. Then it is rotated through an angle Q. So 0 to Q are the limits. What is integral Pe sin theta? Minus Pe cos theta from 0 to Q. Therefore minus Pe, upper limit minus lower limit, cos Q minus cos 0, minus into, therefore W is equal to minus Pe cos Q plus Pe cos 0. Therefore Pe into cos 0 degrees minus cos Q. Cos 0 degrees is 1. Therefore work done is equal to Pe into cos 0 is 1 minus cos Q. These are the formulas, and sometimes they will give what is the angle rotated by. Then in place of Q, you can substitute that angle directly, the answer will come. If it is 0 to Q, this formula is useful. If it is 90 to Q, it is cos 0, 0 minus cos Q, like this. So this is the solution of the answer. Therefore work done to rotate a dipole in this electric field from 0 to Q is Pe into 1 minus cos Q. Now we are going to discuss about electric potential due to an electric dipole. And this, like electric field, we are going to find the potential at equatorial point and axial point also. Before going to that, we should derive an equation for the electric potential due to the dipole. And the structure will be like this. The heading is electric potential due to an electric dipole. Consider an electric dipole like this. Position A, position B. At position A, the charge which is located is minus Q. At position B, the charge which is located is plus Q. So this is the construction of the dipole. As usually, the distance between the two charges, we know that it is 2a. So I am considering one point P, which is making an angle with respect to B as well as with respect to A. And it should be constructed in a form of a triangle. Not exactly right angle triangle, but we are imagined. From P towards the line joining of AB, I am drawing a normal, and this normal divides the dipole into two equal parts. Like that, I should draw a line. As usually, the length between the gap between the two charges is 2a. If the perpendicular which is drawn from the P to the line joining of AB cuts equally, we can say this is A and this is A. The total is 2a. Now at this point, due to this dipole, we are going to find out the electric potential. But these locations are not exactly perfect. Now in this imperfection, we should use the trigonometrical method to find out the potential at this point. For that purpose, I am extending this line. From A to this line, I am drawing a normal. Let us write the point where it perpendicularly bisects. The point is, let us say, O. And this is M. As usually, from the charge plus Q, I am drawing a normal towards the line which joins the OP. And write this point is N. The gap between O to P is, let us say, R. Now the dimensions are like this. A to B is 2a, but AO is equal to OB is equal to A. This is O. O to P is R. And in this diagram, we can see two triangles. First one, APM, which forms an equilateral triangle. Next one, BPN, it also forms an equilateral triangle. AB is equal to 2A, AO is equal to OB is equal to A, and OP is equal to R. If you go to the equinox method, or one method is the parallax method. What is the parallax method? See this one, AMP. It forms an equilateral triangle. If two positions are in the same straight line, or two positions are located on the same horizontal line, from these two positions the observed point is common, then we can write AP is equal to MP. This is the one of the rule in parallax method. The same rule is applicable to BPN also. That means we can write like this also. NBP, and we can write BP is equal to NP. This is the rule in parallax method. So 2 points which lies on the same horizontal line. This is one point and this is another point. With respect to these 2 points, one object is observed by intending an angle of 60 degrees, minimum angle, to observe a body without any strain. In this case, the distance from this point to this AP and the point which is on the right side to the P is same. AP is equal to MP and BP is equal to NP. And now we are going to rule out these things. We are going to use these rules to calculate the electric field intensity, electric potential at this point. Now see the calculations. V at minus Q, V at plus Q. After that, addition of these two potential with respect to the common point P. What is the formula for V at plus Q? V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R. Plus Q charge is located at B. Then what is the distance? BP. But see the triangle, BP is equal to NP by the help of parallax method. Therefore, V at plus Q is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by NP. Now we are going to find out what is NP. Now this midpoint O, this is the angle and here also it is the angle. So listen carefully. It creates some rules to be followed in the trigonometry. So now I am going to find out the NP value. See the triangle NBP or NP. What is the distance of NP? May I write NP is equal to OP minus ON? See, the distance from here to here I am going to find out. This NP distance is equal to OP minus ON. Means from the whole path from the O to P, I am removing this part ON. Then we can able to find out the NP distance. Therefore, NP is equal to OP minus ON. Now, OP is equal to R. Therefore, R minus ON. But what is ON? For that purpose, now I am taking the triangle ONB. From triangle ONB. See the triangle ONB. ONB. From this triangle, what is cos theta? Adjacent side ON by hypotenuse OB. Therefore we can write ON is equal to OB cos theta. Therefore ON is equal to, what is OB? A. Yeah, A to B is to A. O is exactly a midpoint from A to B, in between A to B. That's why the distance from O to B is equal to A. Yes, I already mentioned here in the basics. So OB cos theta. Now I am substituting this ON value in this equation. Let us say this is equation 1. Therefore NP is equal to OP minus ON. OP is equal to R. ON is equal to A cos theta. Therefore V at plus Q is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R minus A cos theta. This equation is very, very important. Now I am going to find out the potential due to the negative charge which is located at A. Therefore V due to the minus Q. The general formula of the potential is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by minus Q is located at A. The distance from A to P is, we can write AP. As mentioned earlier, before going to start this problem, from the parallax method, AP is equal to MP, because A and M are the points which lies on the same horizontal line intending towards the same point. So therefore V at minus Q we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by MP. But MP is equal to, see the diagram, MP, M2P, we can write OM plus OP plus OP. What is OP? We know that R. Therefore R plus OM, because OP is equal to R. Now we are going to find out what is OM. See the triangle AOM. From the triangle AOM, now what is cos theta? OM by OM. From this we can write OM is equal to OA cos theta. Before going to solve the problem, yes, these are the parameters which we discussed. What is OA? AO is equal to A. Therefore OM is equal to A cos theta. Now I am substituting this OM value in this equation. Let us write this is equation 2. So MP is equal to OP plus OM. OP is R, OM is A cos theta. Therefore V at minus Q is equal to, it is actually the negative charge, that's why it is better to keep the negative symbol. V at minus Q is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into minus Q by R plus A cos theta. Now the net potential is the sum of V at plus Q plus V at minus Q. Net potential at P due to AB is given by V is equal to V plus Q plus V minus Q. What is V plus Q? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R minus A cos theta plus, what is V minus Q? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into minus Q by R plus A cos theta. Now listen, we can take the 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught as common, or it is q by r minus a cos theta minus q by r plus a cos theta. Now we are going to take the LCM and we will get the final answer. Therefore, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r minus a cos theta minus q by r plus a cos theta is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. It is a minus b into a plus b, a square minus b square. Therefore, LCM is r square minus a square cos square theta. It will be q into r plus a cos theta. It is minus q into r minus a cos theta. Now I am taking the q also as common. Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into r plus a cos theta minus r plus a cos theta by r square minus a square cos square theta. Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into r and r get cancelled. This a cos theta plus a cos theta will become 2a cos theta by r square minus a square cos square theta is already there in the denominator as an LCM. Here we can see q into 2a is p, nothing but the dipole moment. Therefore, p cos theta by 4 pi epsilon naught into r square minus a square cos square theta. But there is a small correction needed to simplify this equation. So, the net potential V, the equation we got, p cos theta by 4 pi epsilon naught into r square minus a square cos square theta. Now listen, we are thinking and we are assuming that r is much greater than a. What is r here? O to p is r. What is a? The distance from perpendicular bisector to any charge, any position of the charge, any position. Maybe it is towards the right side, towards the plus charge OB, towards the left side, towards the negative charge OA. So if r is much greater than a, in the diagram it is, this rule was proved, and we can say r square minus a square cos square theta is approximately equal to r square. Therefore, V is equal to p cos theta by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. In correct form, we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into p cos theta by r square is equal to V. And this is the equation or expression for the potential due to an electric dipole at a point which is located with respect to different angles. Now, this same formula is useful to find out the electric potential due to dipole on axial line, on equatorial plane. Now, see two different situations with respect to this expression. First one, electric potential on the axial line of electric dipole. The problem is like this. Electric potential on the axial line of electric dipole. See the construction of the electric dipole, just visualize minus q some plus q, distance is r, or gap between two charges is r. Now we are assuming one point on the axial line, means try to extend this, and I am considering one point P on the axial line. This P is close to the plus q, or in the side of plus q, towards the side of plus q. In this case, theta is equal to 0 degrees, point is close to plus q, therefore V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P cos 0 degrees by r square. Cos 0 is 1, therefore we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P by r square. This is the potential on the axial line of electric dipole in the side of plus q. And what will be the potential due to the same dipole on the axial line in the side of minus q? Suppose the same diagram, and we can see the position P is reversed to here. Now the point is shifted in the direction of minus q. This is minus q. This is plus q. Point P is in this direction of minus q, or close to minus q. In this case, theta is equal to 180 degrees, exactly opposite pole or out of phase. If theta is equal to 180 degrees, cos theta is equal to minus 1. Therefore, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P into minus 1 by r square. Therefore, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into minus P by r square. We can write minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P by r square. So potential at 0 degrees and potential at 180 degrees with respect to the charges, the value will be out of phase. 0 to 180 degrees is almost all the out of phase situation in any cases. Maybe it is electromagnetism or maybe in the light chapter. So anywhere 0 to 180 degrees means opposite in phase or out of phase and opposite in polarity. Now the second situation in case of potentials. Electric potential on the equatorial line of the dipole. Equatorial line means it will be like this. These are the charges, minus q. This is the plus q. These both are separated by a distance r. Now I am considering one point which is equatorially at a distance and making an angle of 90 degrees with respect to the line joining the two charges. Now, this is the perpendicular bisector which joins the line joining the two charges from a point P. Now, this point making an angle of 90 degrees with respect to the dipole axis. In this case, theta is equal to 90 degrees. Therefore, cos 90 is equal to 0. So, potential is equal to electric potential due to dipole on the axial line nearest to the positive charge is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P by r square. Electric potential due to dipole on the axial line nearest to the negative charge is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into minus P by r square, opposite in polarity. But electric potential due to dipole at an equatorial line, or the point which lies in the equatorial plane or which makes an angle 90 degrees with the line joining the two charges, is 0. Now one problem which is related to the electric potential due to dipole. See the problem. A charge q naught, nothing but the test charge, which is brought from infinity to the center of the dipole. Center means exactly midpoint of the dipole. Find work done. Before going to check the solution, try to visualize the concept of the problem. Minus q plus q and a test charge q naught which is at infinity, or we can write like this. the charge is at infinity and it is brought from infinity to the center of dipole, but means from here to midpoint of the dipole somewhere. Up to here it brought. What is the amount of work done? We know that V is equal to W by Q naught. From this, W is equal to V Q naught. Work done is equal to electric potential into magnitude of the test charge. Work done is equal to electric potential into magnitude of test charge. Now we should find out the electric potential and try to multiply with the magnitude of test charge. What is the magnitude of test charge? Q naught is already there. We should find out the V value. But what is the formula of V? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P cos theta by R square. Now listen, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P cos theta, from which distance it is brought from? From infinity to the midpoint of the dipole, means the distance travelled by the charge is nothing but the infinity, or square of the infinity. Something by infinity, 0. Therefore, V is 0. So, if V is 0, what is the work done? VQ naught, it is also 0. The amount of work done in bringing a test charge from infinity to the mid of the dipole is 0 units. The next concept we should discuss is equipotential surfaces. Equipotential surfaces. This equipotential surface concept is similar to the waveforms on the water. Suppose if the water in a container or water in a pond is steady, whenever a stone disturbs the steady state of the water, it creates the waveform until this waveform reaches to the banks of the pond. So the disturbance will be created. So it creates a disturbance which is in the form of concentric circles. With respect to the 3D geometry, we can say concentric spheres. Within a circle means it will be some infinite circles, maybe some 5 or 6 waves are produced in the form of concentric spheres. Now we can say that each circle denotes the equipotential surface with respect to the disturbance. How? Listen carefully. Equipotential surface means, let us consider a charge. Charge always expels out towards the lowest potential, means when it is expelling out, with respect to the charge around it, we can assume its potential in form of concentric spheres. So what is the meaning of that? If you place a charge around it, the locus of all points, and those points contains the same potential. The locus of all the points containing the same potential, which creates a shape of sphere, and number of spheres are formed in a form of electric field around a charge. That's why each one is treated as equipotential surface. See, like this, charge is present, around it concentric spherical shapes are produced. What is the meaning of that concentric spherical shapes? Nothing but the locus of the points which has the same potential around the charge. That means it is first locus of the all particles or all fields around the charge. This is the second locus, this is the third locus. The potential difference within the given locus is 0 because all the points have, all the particles having the same potential. But there is a potential difference between the one circle to another circle, or one concentric sphere to the another concentric sphere. The locus of all the charges around a charged particle which has the same potential is called equipotential surfaces. Now we are going to discuss about the electrostatics in conductors. See, what is the meaning of electrostatics? This potential and capacitance is also an application of electrostatics. A test charge or a static charge which is placed inside the conductor. How the conductor will behave and what is the direction of the electric field with respect to the surface of the conductor. All these are denoted in a form of 4 postulates. What are those postulates? Let us take a spherical conductor. I have placed one charge inside the conductor. How this charge will behave with respect to the conductor? There will be no charge in the interior of the conductor. Charge always expels out. That's why in static situation, the electrostatic field or electrostatic current in the interior of the conductor is 0. The electrostatic field inside the conductor is 0. Because field lines always expels out. If a charge is placed inside the conductor, yes, in the case of potential due to the charge density due to the spherical conductor in the third volumetric application of the charge distribution, we did all these things. So this one, static situation, the electrostatic field inside the conductor is 0. And there won't be an excess charge present in the interior of the conductor in static situation. No excess charge is present. Is present in the static situation of the charge.